Man, it's going to be wild. Let's suit up. Welcome to the weird winter weekend. Hey, let's go indeed. Good morning. It is a fantastic, fabulous Friday, everyone. Owen is here. We've got Juliet out there. We've got Commander Ed Straker of Shadow, the lovely Juliet working very hard across the pond, and of course, our very own Jill Powers, who is making her winter perhaps survivable. And welcome to the wildest Friday weekend ever, as we head into a storm that nobody knows what's actually going to happen, which I think is hysterically funny. You're either going to have an inch of snow or 12 feet of snow. I don't know. I really don't know. Just depends on where you live and whether or not they're right. And you know what? The models can show you 1,000 different things, but it doesn't mean that the storm's going to do what they say it's going to do. So just be prepared and, follow the Boy Scout marching orders. So for those of you who are not polar bears, like our favorite polar bear, Snorterpoopaskew Burr, just have enough to eat and drink to get you through the days. Be aware that your pipes could freeze and all kinds of other things could happen. It is going to be the wildest winter storm we've had in a while. For those of you complaining, not something to complain about when we have good weather, but there you are. So welcome to winter. Our lovely Dragon Queen, the first Dragon Queen, says, here's your bear today. Ran through AI. Hugs for all. Well, thank you very much. Look at the bear. You work so hard and do so many wonderful things. Thank you so much, First Dragon Queen. Everybody should check out your channel. Speaking of checking people out, I want to say a quick shout out and thank you to the man, Tony Piacente, who is a friend to us all, gifting 5 Culture Casino memberships. You guys are extraordinary. And Evie, Evie Day Corgi in the house saying, yay for something winter happening. It's true. I mean, my cabin's going to get snow and probably, collapse under the weight of it all. I don't know. Up north, I have a nice cabin. It's just, if the amount of snow they're talking about does not look good for the roof situation there. I have 16 different roof lines on that building, so it's insane. We'll see what happens. It is what it is. Man, what a great day. Carl's out there. Good to see you, Carl. Haven't seen you in a couple days. Maybe you were out there. I just missed you. We got the amazing Penny, of course, and our favorite radio station friend, Caledon 910. All right. Who else is showing up today? Tom. That's right. Mr. Magnify himself, all the way from the sunny, warm places that are going to get cold. Because that's going to happen. And I know that guy. That's Andy Masterson, the most talented man on the internet right now. Our friend Bruce, Newhouse in the house. Hello and good morning to you. The lovely Sherry. She is very lovely and she's very Sherry. And she lets me know that Courtney's in the house. Look at that. 2 lovely ladies joining us this morning with Lee Kindler saying happy Friday. Yeah, we should have a happy Friday. There's 17, 18 stories technically. We're going to have a little bit of bonus time because I want to talk about the Cracker Barrel that is CBS News, which is the whole point of the thumbnail, by the way. Good gravy. Beach Dad. You know what? It's cold on the beach. I'm just saying. All right, here we go. 6 minutes starts now. Good Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you are, whenever you're watching. Thanks for checking out 6 Minute Daily. We have a lot to talk about, not a lot of time doing it, and we need to talk quickly about our friends over at Amazon MGM Studios releasing things worthwhile. Well, they're doing it because they have contacts with Miramax and other things as well that they get a pay-one window deal with. So things like The Beekeeper 2 is going to buzz into theaters this next winter. Thank goodness. I have to tell you, there are like 7-8 people that keep the theaters in business. And if MGM decides they're no longer going to release the theaters inside a 40-day window, and Netflix actually ends up acquiring Warner Brothers Discovery and turning the 45-day window into a 17-day window, we are screwed, and so are theater owners. So I think they follow the plan that Mallory put out there on paper on X, and listen to her advice for Hollywood. I think it's a good idea for theaters to get involved in their own productions and skip the studios entirely. Speaking of skipping things, we're skipping away from China with the U.S. TikTok joint venture. That deal closed officially today, and former Warner Brothers CEO Adam Presser is named CEO. So, guess what? Algorithm, information, all of that gets onshored and China gets offshored, and it's about dang time. Speaking of dang time, an erotic comedy is born. Yep, that's right. Olivia Wilde finds herself once again engaged with a dude in a kinky way, and you can check this out soon. It's called I Want Your Sex, an erotic comedy with Cooper Hoffman. Getting dangerously kinky. Oh my. Speaking of oh my, Markiplier's, the guy that's, a YouTuber, is actually getting his sci-fi horror film released. Iron Lung has added additional territories as well, international. So it's going to release elsewhere following U.S. buzz. I'm not sure how much buzz. I'm not sure how many people are familiar, but it's going to be out there. And so am I. I'm going to go see it. Justin Baldoni's lawyer invokes the heated rivalry to defend improvised intimacy with Blake Lively on It Ends With Us set. In fact, it's really interesting when you take a deep look into the background behind all of this. It's Mean Girls versus Male Feminist. Male Feminist is always going to lose that fight unless it gets to this stage of legality. And you get some discovery and some revelations about some things Ryan Reynolds was even involved in. My goodness, kids, this is going badly. Speaking of badly, well, the Oscars came out. There's a lot of bad choices here. And of course, Hollywood Reporter points out that that's the Oscar nominations reflecting the Academy becoming a global citizen. Let me tell you, this is the highest level of wokeness, which is why the awards are going to fail. And it's why we got nothing but garbage picks from the Oscar nominations yesterday. Speaking of garbage, UK is going to be getting their own version of Saturday Night Live. They're putting the former Top Gear EP as the commissioning executive there. That must be a picture of her right there. That's Lisa Clark. Is that a good idea? Probably not. They don't have very many funny people in the UK because you can't have Ricky Gervais as your guest host every single weekend. This is going to be a disaster. Sorry, but they don't. You guys killed off all your talent. I mean, not literally, but you pushed them all out to the States and other places. Your funny people are gone. They left for better, places to live. Hey, Amelia could help. Ask her to recruit some people. We've got James Cameron, though. I'm glad he's decided to leave the U.S. He made all of his wealth and everything else here in the United States, but he torches America. He's leaving the country, and he doesn't want to be in a place where everybody is at each other's throats. Turning its back on science, and it will be in utter disarray if another issue appears. This man knows nothing of what he talks about. I used to think of him highly as somebody who was informed. He's actually demonstrating to be one of the least informed people in Hollywood. Speaking of which, streaming ratings, Stranger Things reveals that it did a final surge in the last full week of 2025. Since that point, though, this thing died quickly. And as it got closer to the finale, I think we all tapped out. Speaking of which, Trump steals the show in Davos and reveals to their faces just how corrupt that organization, the WEF, is. And he wasn't the only one. What a glorious few days it was. And guess what? We got Greenland as planned. Economic leaders at Davos say global growth is resilient despite Trump disruption. No, he's the one that stabilized it, gave you a model to follow. In fact, he even said so. So did Besant. So did many others. And by the way, Gavin Newsom was so embarrassed he couldn't bring himself to speak in his assigned time slot. Under Armour's looking into a data breach affecting your email addresses. So if you've ever purchased direct, you've been compromised. Malawi rolls out cholera vaccines because of the rains and the floods that are going to raise the threat of deadly outbreaks. That's very bad. Hopefully they get their problem sorted out. Second former Malaysian general is charged this week in a corruption crackdown. It's about darn time. And the 2028 Olympics could bring big wins for Los Angeles labor unions. Yeah, because that's the problem. We need to enable labor unions. Saks bankruptcy filings creating uncertainty for iconic stores. Yeah, like you got to make money, and luxury goods aren't selling in a rough economy for the middle class, which doesn't seem to exist anymore. And a black bear was ordered to be moved from Banff National Park despite the wildlife experts' advice. This is not good planning, but hey, it's Canada after all. So, yeah, that was your bear story for the day. We got one more thing to talk about, and we're going to stick around for that through bonus time. We're going to talk a little bit about 60 Minutes and how corrupt they are. Gosh, you got to love corruption. Wait, no, you don't. Speaking of no, you won't. Hi, everybody. I hope you're doing wonderfully well. In the background here, the image on the thumbnail today is this lady, Sharon Alfonsi, who is the most corrupt ideological person you could possibly have on your staff next to Snuffleupagus. So it's a very, quick second between Snuffleupagus and this chick, and they both intentionally mislead everybody. But apparently during this lady getting her segment cut because of just how ideologically aligned it was, this chick blew up at a Barry Weiss deputy saying, "You don't get to produce me." Well, apparently they do, because you got told to STFU and you didn't get your segment on until very recently. Of course, this was all about El Salvador's notorious prison, where we offload the worst of the worst that were sent here by their, governments around South America and even around the world. It's why we're full of crime, and they're trying to bring crime down. 2026 might be the year we drop crime substantially, because guess what? There are a lot of people with authority on the streets these days that have disappeared in most of these big blue cities. But anyway, this lady claimed that "you don't get to produce me" was wrong. And Adam Rubinstein was the mouthpiece, according to her, of the Trump administration during January 12th meeting, which Weiss also attended and was reported by Puck News. You can read the entire story over on Puck News. It's fascinating to consume. But El Salvador's notorious ECOT prison story was yanked because it was not comprehensive and fair. And again, it lacked balance and honesty. And it was a lot of smoke and mirrors to try to make the administration look bad. You want to know what the face of disingenuousness is? There she is. Regardless, Alfonsi was reportedly resistant to Weiss to begin with, and to her repeated requests for alterations to that particular segment, which were relayed from the boss through intermediaries during 60 Minutes executive producer Tanya Simon. Now, the reporter dug in as Weiss made her frustrations well known to friends and fellow executives, with one source calling the situation a hostage standoff. To be fair, I wouldn't mind if this Sharon Alfonsi lady disappeared from television news, because she would. There's nowhere to go anymore. Ideologues, you're unwelcome. We need actual news people. You can go to YouTube, pick somebody up from anybody's channel. We just watched a YouTuber completely disarm an entire fraud situation in Minnesota and reveal many others. And look, you can think positively or negatively upon that as you choose. But I think the voters, the population, the taxpayers need to be well aware that their tax money isn't going to things they want. It's going to places that, cause corruption and cause for the destruction of this country, which, again, some of the people in political positions of power actually seem to want, crave, and demand. And they all seem to be in, Minnesota right now. And the funny thing is, the protests are funny because, where are you from? I'm from Wisconsin. I'm from other states. It's like very strange. And like, who paid you to be here? Oh, that Soros fellow over there. Yeah, no kidding. Anyway, the editor in chief repeatedly asked for updates. Alfonsi refused to provide them, a move that the boss and her team began to see as insubordinate, according to the outlet, which is true. I was told to stay safe. I'm gonna. Thank you, Ruby Hoove, not only for this, but for your earlier gift of a Culture Casino membership. Stay safe, stay warm. Oh, I know it's going to be wicked out there, guys. Please follow and heed the advice of Ruby Hoove. Biggest snow event since 1993 predicted in Pennsylvania specifically. Prepare and hunker down. Yeah. And get something that might reinforce your doors or windows if they become compromised by giant snowdrifts that become too heavy to help maintain structure. Because that actually happens during snow. I know that's weird, but it does. Yeah. And Everyday Corgi says, bye. Work meeting. Well, I'm glad you were here for as long as you were. And Godzillionaires in the house. There's more diversity in the ICE agents. Bing, ding, 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 ding. ICE agents than in any protesters. That's true. It's a lot of white ladies, sturdy white ladies, right? That's what Lauren calls them. Anyway. So, during the meeting, Weiss's office, Rubenstein started to explain a 666 tattoo that was spotted in a photo of an ECOT prisoners provided by the Department of Homeland Security, the symbol associated with the Brotherhood. Is it? I think it's also something else, because Central American crime syndicates have also been known to wear that particular tattoo. Why is everybody so fascinated with the bad side of things? Don't know, but I tell you what, they want to be them. So does the Sherry lady. Teddy is in the house saying, good morning, Culture. Stay safe, everyone. Cheers. Indeed. Yeah, I can't say strongly enough, like I did at the beginning of the broadcast, to be careful. You are in a winter storm warning, and it's severe. It's serious. Something to be prepared for. I know it sounds crazy, but make sure you have food and water for at least a week. I'm just going to say it's going to be hard to get out there for some people in some parts of the country. So, yeah, Alfonsi asked Rubenstein if he'd ever produced a minute of television news in his career, according to Puck. It stated that Rubenstein replied he did indeed, at which point Sharon almost left the room. She just left the company. Again, the prisons are not supposed to be fun. Sorry. And especially for these types of people, prison's not supposed to be a vacay. They're bad places, and they are full of bad people, and that's where all the bad people go to hang out, whether or not they chose to be there or not. So, yeah. And you're going to find people with all kinds of crazy ink in prison. It's just the way it is. And the Post actually looked for comment from CBS to add to this piece. They didn't get any. Barry Weiss and the Tony Dockapel started out really well on the idea that they might cover things fair and balanced. My argument is they started out fine. They failed after a week. It was about a week, 10 days, and then all of a sudden they started towing the line of the mainstream media and misleading. And as long as they have people internally that are more than willing to mislead the rest of us, it's a disaster. So there's that. Anyway, L Bird's in the house gifting 5 Culture Casino memberships. I just want to say thank you for those of you who are willing to listen to me ranting for 10 minutes there. And Don Lemon is also not a great guy. Yeah, not super. not reliable, disingenuous. Yeah. Thank you, Adam. Indeed. Oh, man, it's a crazy day out there. Thanks for the gifties. We appreciate it. Pam's in the house all the way from across the pond. Pam, just so you know, over here, we're about to get wintered. You're gonna get actual winter. Southern winter is coming. If you live in the South, you know what Southern winter is. Chances are all the milk and bread and eggs are gone from your grocery stores. Yeah. Not really a run on toilet paper, though. I think everybody probably set there for the next decade. Teddy's right. The MSM is dead anyway. True story. Can't lie. No lies told. No lies detected. We got, man, all these amazing people out there. Elle, thank you for your glorious gifties with the 5 Culture Casino memberships. Our good friend, of course, saying, stay safe. Thank you, Teddy, for the $10. Our lovely friend, Ruby Hoove. I hope you guys are doing well. Please stay safe up there. I know you guys live in a lovely place and a lovely location. Tell your boss, Mr. Hoove, to bring in all the toys, all the bikes and such. That's a good thing. Tony, thank you for your contributions this morning. And of course, the first Dragon Queen, who is glorious and lovely and special and spectacular. And has a channel out there you should probably check out. Oh, my goodness. It's a good day. James says, yep, my wife just got me 2 quarts of milk today as well. See? Southern winter's a little different. Maybe you get snow. Maybe you don't. But you better have bread and eggs and milk. Culture, buy flour, make bread before you lose power. True story. Not a bad idea, especially sourdough. You should have, for those of you out there who are not prepared in the future, make sure you have a sourdough starter in your freezer at all times. Makes life easier. Yeah, it's 48F right now here in East Texas. Yikes. To me, that's cold. But again, I've been in the desert Southwest for a bit. Now imagine I'm moving to Tennessee. What it's going to be. It'll be a little adjustment for me, and it's fine. I've lived in a lot of places with varying temperatures. I'll be okay. Who else is out there? Oh, Randall is. I love it when Randall's out there in the audience. He always reveals himself late in the show. But he's out there from all the way up in the northern Canada parts, and he probably thinks our winters are weak, but they're not. Don Lemon, the most useless man in the world. You know what? We need a commercial for that. Let me talk to some of my AI friends. Maybe we can get that made. We are planning for the icy stuff, James says, here in central North Carolina, and you should be. Man, I love North Carolina. You guys, if you want to be in the middle of Bear Central, believe it or not, that whole area. Wow, let me tell you. Born in Boston's in the house. Good to see you. Barry's here. Good morning, Barry. 20 in Kentucky. Again, I'm trying to get my brother and sister-in-law to move there because I think that's a good place to live is Kentucky. Huge fan. Love it. Juliet says, evening, Jeff. Good evening, Jeff. It's good to see y'all. I always forget. It's like evening o'clock already in the UK. It's wild. Let's see. Warner Brothers Discovery question from our friend Walter Tomaszewski. Thank you, Walter. He says, how long do you give Warner Brothers Discovery before it dissolves? Hard to say. What I'm seeing right now is that their stock price started to go down yesterday, even after dual competing cash offers and official proxy war that is underway there at the company. It's going to be weird. I don't know which is going to happen first. A forced sale to Paramount, a forced sale to Netflix, or a proxy war won by Skydance Paramount for controlling ability of the company and the board. I don't know about dissolves, but I don't think they're going to be able to split in time that the way they wanted to. I think we're looking at a very well contested proxy battle. I think that's the most likely outcome at this point, Walter, if I were looking at it. And I saw you asking Loki a question or a 3-part question this morning on his show. So it's good to see you. Our wonderful friend also in Canada, Morgan King, the Warlord. Happy birthday yesterday. Once again, we sang happy birthday to him yesterday. It says, minus 17C feels like minus 22C here right now. How many centimeters of snow are you getting? I'm American, so I'm going to measure in inches and feet. I like imperial, and not metric. But I'll just say we don't know. Weather models show some places getting anywhere between an inch and like 12 feet. Who knows? It's going to be wild. This just be prepared, folks. That's all I ask. All I ask. Hey, thanks for your $1.99 super chat, Walter Tomaszewski. Indeed. Currently 64 degrees in the Houston area. There you go. Hey, Houston's lovely. Your freeways suck. Dude, have you ever gone through the major stack there? It's like there's 11 billion roads crisscrossing, like ramps going between all the highways in Houston. It's crazy. Yeah, I know you all say Houston, but dang, crazy stuff. Jill says we're going to get hit hard with wintry mix. That means ice. Ice, ice, baby. Ding, 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 ding. Ice, ice, baby. Our weather model, James says, is for 10 inches now. Yep. I've seen an average of 12 inches across the country. That is a big number. You guys don't know how much a foot of snow is all at once. It's nuts. It's nuts. And you're going to have accumulations that are going to be several feet high. That's the other thing. When they tell you that, hey, it's only 10 inches. Nuh-uh. It's 10 inches like if you lay it out flat. And that is not what happens with snow. It just doesn't. Drifties and everything else. It's gotten slightly better in Houston, and it only took 8 years, and they still aren't done. I want to believe this. I do. I really do. Tradviz, I do. But I used to drive around Texas quite a bit. Someday I'll reveal why. But I'm just going to say, traveling across and through Texas, statewide, first of all, you have to have appreciation for a state that takes 3 days to cross. That's how big Texas is. Most people, in the grand scheme of things, if you think about, you start the day, on the west side of Texas, headed eastward. You start the day on the 10 highway, and you go straight across because the 10 highway runs straight as an arrow across. For the most part, straight as an arrow across Texas. It runs parallel to a major rail line. That's why, and those things stick together like glue within a couple hundred yards of each other. And they go across the entire state, and you literally can start your day in Texas and you finish your day in Texas and start the next day in Texas and finish that day in Texas. Unless you happen to speed a little bit or have a longer day, you could be 2 days and 2 entire full days in Texas. That's how crazy it is, especially if you stop for gas, food, rest. Crazy stuff. Yeah. True story. And watch out for them White Walkers. Yeah. For those of you unfamiliar, ask the first Dragon Queen. She'll tell you. Daniel, good to see you, my friend, saying sorry for everything. What? Why you got to be sorry? You're good. I didn't mean to be annoying. You were not annoying, my friend. You're not at all. But I'm just scared of losing what's important to me. I don't think you're gonna, including Disney 2D. I don't think you're gonna. I'll try to relax and be more positive. I'm going to tell you this much. I think there is an open door for us right now, Daniel. For those of us who want to create things, the door just opened. We just have to deal directly with the theaters themselves on distribution. I'm not kidding. I think you're going to start to see open lines of communications between theaters and movie producers. I think that's going to happen. I think we really don't have need for a middleman, and the theater owners themselves, the members of NATO, could become the hubs of distribution if they so chose. And we've talked a little bit about this, and this is why I agree with Mallory, Justine Bateman. On this, she talked about it the other day, a couple days ago on X, and who followed up immediately? Chris Gore. And he was right to, because she's right. Let's go. Let's make things and let's put them out there. I have friends in the chat right now, filmmakers in the chat. James is out there, and many others that have contact with me, that sent me pieces of their work and so on and so forth. That's another reason the PO box is out there. Again, I'll read that out loud to you. I need to update it again, but it's PO Box 20307, care of CultureCasino. That is Mesa, Arizona. It's at a private airfield, by the way, and it is 85277. I selected that mail substation because it's not too far away, and because I could get a massive box, so I could have just you could ship me anything there. So it's amazing stuff. So you have no reason to apologize, Daniel. You are right to be concerned. So there's that. 2 foot in Boston. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, you ain't getting a plane going there, my friend. Yeah, kids' flights for Sunday were already canceled. Yeah, unfortunately, and I'm so sorry about that. I really am. Either incoming or outgoing doesn't matter. Anytime you got to deal with the airport and snow is garbage. So especially there. So I'm sorry, born in Boston. I really am. Flooding after, yeah, especially in the Northeast. You guys still don't understand. You needed to rebuild some of your infrastructure, especially your canals and culverts. That should have been done 2 decades ago. Why it wasn't? Corruption. Yeah, there you go. Ruben Haynes is bragging, saying I have 7 inches. I'm not sure of snow. Come on, Ruben. James Dosher out there says our local road crews are going to get overwhelmed. That always happens, unfortunately, but doesn't stop them from working. And if you have a good tractor and a snow sled, you can help. You can help. You can get out there well before the plows are going and do a little bit of clearing your own self. But again, most people don't have stuff like that. If you have a farm, decent chance you've got rigs and stuff to clear your own snow. But just remember, Texas does rock. I agree. Texas does rock. Love it. Love it. As an older Canadian, this is Randall Orzer, I still use C for outside temps, but cook a roast at 350F. I'll use inches one time, then centimeters another. Yeah. See, that's the other thing. When you start to get into manufacturing, destructive or additive manufacturing, which means 3D printing or carving. I do both. You actually interchange centimeters and inches because you have to. It's better to talk to the machinery, especially a 3D printer, in centimeters. You get a better, more true model, and you just make an allowance for the slight variance that you get between inches. I have to tell you, though, switching back and forth is not easy. It's a pain in the butt, but I did have to learn both centimeters and inches, especially in cabinet making. I have to switch back and forth regularly, but it is what it is. Man, look at all these amazing humans out there. No, you brought them up. Shivers. I'm sorry about that. It's cold. It's cold out there. Justine Bateman has a great idea. More movie distribution. Indeed. I got a cough. Please bear with me a moment. All right, there we go. Hey, I know a filmmaker. Me too. By the way, go check out the Rebecca Gold YouTube channel. Our friend Ian made a web series, 2 of them, 2 seasons worth of a web series called Rebecca Gold. Go check it out, please. And of course, Andy, we know a lot of filmmakers. We know a lot of people who worked in the film industry. Some of them have retired. Some of them have been in my audience. Some of them are currently in my audience. And there's Dengar Renegade. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Holy cow! Adam says it's minus 20 with wind chill tonight. Yeah, up in Maine. Yikes sauce. Look, I'm gonna tell you something. I love Maine. State of Maine, one of the most beautiful places I've ever visited. Pennsylvania, also one of the most beautiful places I've ever visited. At one point in time when I thought I was going to need to have a surgery for my heart, this is a few years ago. Man, going to 6 years ago, 7 years ago, I traveled the country to go to visit various medical clinic locations, Cleveland Clinic, Johns Hopkins, all these places. I got appointments with their very best specialists and everything else, and come to find out that right in my own backyard at the Mayo, I could get the same surgery done by some of the world's very best, much easier, and a stone throw from my house. So I wasted a lot of time and money, but I did get an education about my particular condition and that I didn't need to rush. So I should be here a good long time, especially since I don't have the little pocket of doom in my heart that stores blood clots for fun. Otherwise, I would have had surgery already. We would have been talking about it here, and I would have told you just how poor I was because guess what? Medical insurance sucks, even the very good stuff that I have. So there's that. Our good friend Rebecca Gold. There we go. Hey, Culture Casino, you rock, my friend. Ian, you rock. I love you, man. I love that you keep on keeping on. And just remember, um, you want me to be in something, I'll be in something. You want a handsome guy with long hair, a hippie, somebody that looks like a hippie, not a hippie, somebody that's full of faith and positivity. I'm your guy. Plus, I can act and sing and dance, and I've done all of those things on stage before. So, yeah. So I'm just trying to get a job now, Ian. That's all. It's good to see you. You didn't have to kick the 2 pounds sterling at me, bro. But thank you for the proper money. Ah. I hadn't even thought about our local international airport. Yeah, it's no bueno, guys. This is going to be for real. Yeah, Bruce Willis knew, can't say no's anymore, how to deal with airport in a snowstorm. Yeah. Thank you to the second film of Die Hard. Man, the Bruce Willis story is so sad for me. I can't even imagine, which is why I am going to be seeing the neurologist again here in just a few months. So there's all of that. 7 inches are rookie numbers. Spare the music. Wow. See, the next joke is I'm not going to fold it in half for anybody. But look, man, those are bad jokes. Bad culture. Bad. All right. Ladies, I apologize. There are gentlemen here. Some of them that act more like gentlemen than others, but I apologize. Muqtadir Ali in the house. Good to see you. We got Rob Altus. I love that guy. Look at him. If you didn't have enough reason to hate LA, it's 52. Now with a high of 68. Yeah, look, California, especially Southern California, has perfect weather. And every time I was at the beach house in SoCal, just north of the wildlife reserve there at La Jolla Cove, I could walk there, by the way. Anyway, I was always grateful for every day. It didn't matter what time of the year it was. And then just travel a little bit down the road, and go to Sports City or one of the great sports bars that were relatively close. Have late night drinks with really crazy visitors, vacationers at places like Blind Melon. Have decent seafood at World Famous. Just man, I miss that life. That seems like decades ago. Just wild. Is what it is. Is this the same thing that caused you to Hulk out and gave us the cartoon? Kinda, actually, not directly. Yeah, my particular heart condition actually just it causes a bunch of very eclectic arrhythmias. But that's not what happened. What happened is I had some sort of ischemic event that caused a bilateral stroke. That ischemic event is assumed to be my blood pressure spiking. We've been investigating everything to try to figure out what caused that enormous blood pressure spike. It was high, it was faster than disco. I like my system, my I was told multiple times by doctors and nurses that I was lucky to be here still because my blood pressure was that high. I was supposed to stroke out. That didn't happen, but for a short period, I had that bilateral stroke. Lasted about 3 minutes, I guess. In the interim, I lost my mind. Whatever was happening at those points in time, and why I don't remember anything is my brain just took a nap, rewired itself, short circuited, complete brainstem reaction, fight or flight. Apparently, I was in fight mode. That's what caused me to Hulk out. So, my mom was embarrassed. Everybody thought I was on drugs, like something nuts, like PCP or some such. And no, because I don't take drugs. You guys all know that. But it was hysterically funny in retrospect, in hindsight. But it was pretty crazy. It was pretty crazy. Apologies made. Okay. Apologies made. But, Yeah, no. And to be fair, if anything, I'm healthier now because of those events and everything else that happened, despite the fact that hospitals will make you very poor very quickly. And then they send bill collectors and more bills to follow. Of course, not really at the bill collector phase yet, but I'm sure at some point they're going to demand all of their money. But yeah, which is another reason why supporting the channel helps keep things alive. Regardless, stepping back and away from all of that. Yeah, no, the idiopathic arrhythmia situation is completely unrelated, but someday I will have to go for an ablation surgery and potentially a pacemaker of some such. So, like I said, I told you guys I was going to be completely candid and open with you. So there you are. There you are. Like I said, you guys, I consider all of you my friends, even the people that hate me, that hate watch culture. It's fine. It's okay. Hokey Schmoke, the late night rabbits in the house. Good to see you. And thank you, my friend. Amazing super duper chat. Much appreciated for 10 Culture Casino cash. Says, sing it the measurement types. Yeah. To have CNCs and 3D and 3D printers, it becomes a pain in the butt. It's so true. Yeah, it really is. But here's the thing. I mean, because I use G code primarily, I mean, it's not hard once everything's zeroed out and set up, as long as I make allowances in my renders and buildups. I really don't have any problem moving between centimeters and inches. It's fine, but it is a pain in the butt. Destructive manufacturing is harder. Like if you have a carving machine, like you're carving doors or cabinet doors or something, with particularly intricate designs, or you are going to do some intrasia or something. That does become a little bit more tedious, but it can still be done. You just have to have a waste board or some kind of waste material underneath and make an allowance for that. And it's in its thickness, right? Either in centimeters or in inches. Oftentimes I'll like maintain like two different like waste stocks, one that's centimeters of depth and one that's inches of depth. Just easier. And by the way, 4x8 sheets of any kind of plywood are not full thickness. They're selling you inch thick plywood that's not. So it's actually thinner than that. It's like 63/64 of an inch. It's almost always thinner. It's not, the weird thing is that studs are cut longer. Like if you think you're buying an 8-foot stud, you're not. It's most likely longer than that. You go to measure it and you're like, hey, I got to cut off this about an inch sometimes. Sounds very weird. Morgan's reminding me that I would have an option or could have an option in the Canadian healthcare system to get mated out of existence. No, thank you. Another reason not to move to Canada. Wait, what happened to Bruce? What? What happened, Bruce? Wait a minute. Culture, did I see corporeal beings post over on the Green Machine? Yeah. You guys need to be nice to each other. I trust the mods for everything. So just know if you do something silly in the chat and the mods say, you know what, you get a timeout, you probably deserved it. So I told my wife she was getting 12 inches. She was excited. Well, I mean, some people like, some ladies really appreciate lumber. And if you can cut it precisely to 12 inches, that, Anyway, watch it, guys. Come on. Let's be nice. All in good fun. Walter Tomaszewski says, BIF, how well does that XLR mic cord pair work? I'm having the only issue that I have is that you have to make sure you have everything grounded. Otherwise, you'll get a ring. It doesn't matter if it goes through what I'm using right now is the Wave XLR. But even if I put it with my creator deck, my DLZ creator from Mackie Audio, you still have to have everything solidly grounded because that whine will show up. The nice thing about the DLZ is I can plug instruments and other things into it, which again, if I were going to perform for you guys, I would be using that because the XLR only, the Wave XLR only has one XLR port. You can have virtual ports and stuff like that, but then I'm adding additional stuff through probably the motherboard at that point. Not a great idea. Not a great idea. But this particular microphone, the EV, the Electro Voice microphones, the professional sets, the studio sets are some of the best in the world. I have used them for 40 years. Almost everything I've ever had is EV. For on the production side, when it was doing that way back in the day, everything I had was essentially the equipment was Electro Voice. Head ends were usually not. Head ends were could be anything, Marshalls or a Crate. I used a lot of Crate equipment for a while because it was just reasonably priced. I lived in an area where you could get it dead cheap. It had some of the more resonating bass, again on the production side. Boards were a different conversation entirely. But if I had, like I said, if I had infinite money, I think I would invest all on one side of the equation with Black Magic. If I was going to do studio stuff again. So anyway. Yeah, I know Tai Chi teacher. See, that would be great, by the way. Knowing Tai Chi would be lovely. So what do I think of Cardi's speech at Davos? I don't think Canadians thought very much of it. I think he's a charlatan, and he's in office to enrich himself and to sell out to China. And if that didn't become painfully clear to you all after what he said in Davos, I don't know what to tell you. Carney is dangerous for Canada. Socialism is dangerous for you too, but you just won't listen. Bruce, even me, I trust you, Bruce. I love everybody. Anyway, holy cow, Creek Indian Alita Army is back. Great to see you, Francis. Hi, Culture. I've been gone way too long. Good to see you. Great to see you, my friend. It's been a minute. Yeah, and again, once again, anytime anybody says Alita Army, I'm on board. Man, I still think Cameron left us in a lurch, and it's a real shame. But it is what it is. Yeah, 1 and 1/12. What is that? 1 and 1/12 is it's in inches. Yeah. They're probably looking for 1 and 1/2 inch screws. It might have been a typo. Rob Altus goes, Marshall. Yeah. You get loud cheap with Marshall. At least you used to be able to. To be fair, the best sound came out of two-driven amps like Mesa Boogie. I'm going to tell you, for all you guitar people out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I was one of the first people early on because the guitar player I was working with at the time in the first band I was in, he picked up the Rockman. I thought it was one of the best investments I ever made in guitar sound because immediately I sounded like Boston, like you could play the entire Boston catalog with a Rockman. So, wow, we're just talking about everything now. Toebox in the house. Look at that. Cat Slaves out there. Good to see you, buddy. Oh man, it's so great to see everybody. You guys, you make me feel good. I love Fridays. Friday's good. According to Caveat Ties, he says, my wife has starter sourdough. Good. Yeah, dementia is a terrible disease. I'm dealing with some weird stuff in my family right now, while not technically in those fields. I have a family member that I'm going to be doing some work for, whether they want it or not, in their home. To make life a little bit easier. I'm going to be working with other parts of my family to get that done because I'm compelled to take care of family. I hope you guys feel the same. A friend of mine is now the bass player for Kansas. That is awesome, bro. Still one of those amazing bands out there. But one of the things that I learned to do early as a vocalist, because you have to remember, guitar was just a side thing. I was a front man, so yeah. Anyway, and on stage, I was talent, but anyway, I still appreciate the fact that you have bands that can sing in multi-part harmony, and nobody does that anymore. There's no real music anymore, so when you show real music to like the younger generations, like you go back and you play Dust in the Wind for somebody that's like 12, their mind is like all of a sudden exploding because they've never heard music before. Yeah, so there's that. Painting while I listen, says Caveat Ties. Awesome. Look at you guys. Ooh, Warhammer 40K. No, I don't know if that's what's happening, but apartment rooms for work. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. It's the act of actually, working. Painting is so fun though. I didn't mind painting so much. I loved roller painting. But I'm weird. I never liked cutting in a room or windows or doors or anything like that. I leave that to other people. So. Ram Bam 3,000 for £5 sterling. Proper money, kids. Real money from across the pond saying, talking about socialism, check out the insanity the Democrats are pushing in Virginia with all the new bills they want to pass. I saw it. They're going to have a hard time. They really and truly are. I have a feeling that somebody's going to put a stop to the crazy. And again, as fraud is continually revealed in Minnesota and how they get away with doing things and the way they do stuff, it's going to shed a light on a lot of other states and similar issues. Virginia being one of those states. Sorry about that, guys. I've been talking a lot. I don't know if you guys have noticed, you got one video at least every day. Sometimes you're getting more. This morning, you got a video. You're going to get a video tomorrow and Sunday. By then, we should have at least one of the other channels up and running because you need it. I need it. We need it. I got to talk to you about roasted purple potatoes. I'm going to talk to you about how to grow those potatoes in the first place. I'm going to talk with you about beans and how many times you can plant beans in a winter cycle, especially if you're in the lower part of the United States. You could have already had a crop of beans even as far north as North Carolina. And I'm talking about string beans and long beans and stuff like that, green beans. We can talk a little about the various pod kinds of vegetables you could have had. You could already be through an entire like set. Where are we? We're at the end of January. You'd be through a full set of radishes right now had you planted, especially in South Carolina. You could have been through an entire planting already. Just a minor hoop house set up on a garden bed. You could have grown, even despite the cold. You could have grown a whole set. You could have had a full bed full of radishes or any kind of turnip, to be fair. Purple globe turnips, I've got tons of them right now. I just harvested my first not cantaloupe. Why do I do that? It's cauliflower. It's like it looks like a brain, so I block it. Apparently, it's not my favorite vegetable, but I'm not the only one that lives here. So I grow a lot of stuff I don't necessarily eat. But the other cool thing you can grow early in the season, even in winter, if you're again in the lower part of the U.S., you can grow things like celery. You grow really crisp, really sweet celery this time of year. And you can harvest it a stalk at a time. You do not have to harvest the whole plant. You don't have to pull it up and harvest it. You don't. It's kind of like leaf lettuce. You can individually cut and come back on individual leaf lettuce. So there's that. Our good friend Graph Webb reminds us I feel like this is a what do you call them? PSA, right? Public service announcement. For $2, he says, for Frank's sake, good morning, Frank. Good to see you. For Frank's sake, hashtag cancel Disney Plus, which I call Disney minus. There's reasons for that. Disney lost ground on their streaming service and lost substantial value, which despite losing money every day, seemingly, Netflix, despite their 10-1 split, has been going backwards in their value. And yet they're still about $100 million more valuable. Is it 100 million or 100 billion? It's just a lot. I think it's 100 billion more valuable than Disney is. That tells you an awful lot. And all they do is stream. Ampeg, there you go. Zombie, what's up, buddy? For £5 sterling, proper money, everybody. Look at this. Look at this saying, hail to my favorite Disney minus Ewok. Thank you. And thank you. Did you guys see, if you're not following me on X, you're missing out on some great stuff because Putin's cat, a lot of folks out there, Andy, many other people make or pass along in just amazing memes and images. Last Dragon Queen does it here as another mechanism. There's just all kinds of great stuff being put together out there. Pro, of course, and I are very serious about the superhero character, and I think it's going to be a good time. But anyway, our friend Zombie Box Reviews, otherwise known as Andy, says, you're a great human being and a good friend. Well, thank you, sir. I hope things are going well with your mother. You had me a little bit worried. Just keep me updated. That way I know who to keep on the prayer list day to day. So there's that. Takanaka, excuse me, says Jeff, has a U.S. tour in April. Beautiful music. He'll be 73. Takanaka. There you go. There you go. I'm a huge fan of old stuff and old people and old music. I wonder why, because I'm old. Luke's here. You gotta holler if you hear Luke. So Luke, let go. Anyway, sorry. Google is your friend. I love you guys. Yeah, Mark Daly's here. I've been missing this man. I hope you're doing well. Mark says, I saw Don Henley in concert in '85. He had only 2 albums at the time. So half the show was Eagles songs. Great show. Yeah, he's great. Truly, truly. Let's see who else is out there in the world. Randall's back. Says, my cousin went to school with Mike Reno of Loverboy. That's awesome. Oh man, I bet you there's a bunch of stories about that. Yeah, a bunch of stories about that. Crazy white boy is saying hi to everybody on the Green Machine. Look at you guys. I can't keep up. The chat's like I'm 2 minutes behind. I've been buzzing through. I wonder if Coach is still subscribed to Disney Minus. I doubt it. I asked Nick. Nick is like, I'm not subscribed to that. So, yeah. By the way, the HCast, now that we're back on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you really don't want to miss. Man, we were ablaze yesterday. Nick was there from the very start. And despite, him always being tardy on Tuesdays, on Thursdays, he was there before anybody was. I mean, after I had already been there, because as the producer, I have to make everything you see in that show that's a stinger, an intro, whatever, that's me. And I do all that work behind the scenes before the show starts, and I leave it there for Mr. H just in case I'm late or fall off a cliff or whatever, hit by a bus. I leave all that stuff there ready for him so that he can just run the show if he needs to. So, and that way, if I'm a little bit late, like I was yesterday, nobody will know. I'll be there before the end of the intro. And got to try that out. I'm doing Popeye, John Wick style. That'll be awesome. Can't wait to see that. Putin's working hard, you guys. Really, seriously, the stuff he sends me on X is great. I'll keep you posted. Thank you, Zombie. Yeah, I've been praying for your mom. Been praying for you. Been praying for a lot of people. We got people in the community I've been praying for a year and a half. I just hope when I see them, I just want to let them know I'm still praying for you. So, yeah, I don't mind how long the list gets, folks. Like you said, I think of y'all. You're my friends. Even some of you that don't like me, hate watch me. I don't care. I still love you. I still think of you as a friend. If you're here, you're listening at least. And that's a good thing. First Dragon Queen says, going to work on your nemesis now. Well, thank you, love. I appreciate it. I can't, like I said, I cannot wait. I'm going to be talking with Eric July personally here. Hopefully at MegaCon, talking about this book. I think 3 passionate people, one of them being the boss, can talk Eric into doing it. I think it'd be a lot of fun. I mean, if Drunk 3PO can do a book, I can do a book, right? Do a little rip ascend action on that. You guys would support me, right? You guys should support me. I'm just going to do the story. Other better people will do the art. I am. You don't want me drawing anything. Maybe I'll hire Tabitha. I got to hire somebody who can actually draw things because my name is Simon and I like to draw drawings. Except I suck at it. Be like crayon stick figures. Be really bad. Walter says my garlic is looking just okay. Yeah, garlic is rough early in the year, especially a lot of the bulb stuff is. If you have like the ability to make like get some geotextile fabric, not necessarily Chinese farm plastic, but similar, to make yourself some cheap tunnels, you can really help with bulbs. You really help with all these other things too. But garlic's going to go through a cycle, and hopefully you planted it well early. I think the thing that people don't, you shouldn't sleep on. There's various types of garlics, right? Don't sleep on elephant ear. Elephant ear is one of the most valuable, but also one of the most delicious garlics. If you can clove out yourself a bunch of those and plant those for your zone at the right time of year, you'll thank me, because once you've dried them all, uh, you're going to be out over the moon. Just super good stuff. So. Henley and Fry did Dawn wrong. I'm not going to argue with that. Look, there were a lot of elements of the band that maybe didn't get the acknowledgement or the credit that they deserve. Michael B. Smith, is that his name? Michael something. His last name's Smith. First of all, one of the best voices ever, but also a very talented writer, musician, and I don't really feel like he ever got kind of the credit he deserved. So anyway, Randall gifts 20 Culture Casino memberships out there. Look at all those names go green. I careened down a hill on a gurney last night on TNT. I tell you what, I am going to be back on TNT next week. So I'll be on the Monday Meltdown with Comics guys, and I will be on TNT. I owe a lot of appearances now. My recovery is much better though. I'm getting better sleep. And I think I've built up a tolerance to one of the medications that knocks me out. I stayed up way past my bedtime the other night. So, and I miss hanging out with Comics and the guys. So hopefully you guys can catch me over there on Comics Division's channel on Mondays and Thursdays. And believe me, I'm going to be full of vinegar the next time I'm on the show. Look at all these names. This is amazing stuff. Randall, thank you, brother. Much appreciated. Tom of Emmy is not a fan of this He-Man movie. That's sad to hear. You know what? I need to talk to Tom. I really wish they hadn't changed the time of Midnight's Edge in the morning, because I really miss being on the show with my friends over there. Because I have a completely different take. I think this Masters of the Universe film looks good. I dropped a video on it this morning. You can go over there and watch that. If you're a member, by the way, you are getting, I think on almost all of the videos I released this week, all members got a half a day preview. It was released the night before it was released today. So if you are a member of the channel, make sure you turn all those notifications on so you don't miss anything. Because I've been dropping them early for you guys if you're a member. So go and check those out early if you can. Make sure you leave messages. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. It immediately hits the algorithm in that way. And then usually those videos do better. So Larry, the name's so nice. You say it twice. Larry is in the house. Love that guy. But it's tough for me to hear this, Randall. Because I want Tom to be invested in this. I want Tom to feel good about it, because he's been mistreated by so many other franchises. And one of his heroes is one of the guys that's been the biggest offender for destroying things, is that Kevin Smith fellow. So, I almost always agree with Tom. It's one of the reasons why he and I work so well together, is we both have the same kind of understanding of this stuff. So it's very strange, because I think so. I think so positively about what's about to be released. So it's a little weird. I need to, you know what? I'll reach out to him this weekend. So, because I want him to feel good about it. James Tosher's like, I like to see that story played out. You guys are going to get a lot of stuff. Garlic. That's right. Caveat ties. I'm writing a comic and my friend is drawing. There you go. That's the one thing I've come back with. And I think it's probably medication related, to be fair. I'm on obviously several medications to control things, blood pressure, all that stuff. But I have this weird, non-existent, not exactly dry cough, but I have that thing going on. And I have a runny nose for no reason. Because normally this part of the season, even though I've got stuff blooming in the greenhouse behind me, mostly tomatoes. They're going crazy. My tomato sets are out of the world. And I'm actually making garlic. I got a couple medical appointments this week with regular medical visits. So this is not a big deal. But I usually bring them like a jar of homemade salsa. Would you guys be interested in salsa? I've always wondered that. I mean, I right now there are either 19 or 20 tomato plants behind me and equally a number of various peppers. There's enough stuff that I'm growing all the time that's setting fruit, that's growing fruit, that's producing ripe fruit that I could literally make like 4, 5, 6, maybe 10 jars of salsa a week. Homemade salsa, I don't know if that would be interested to anybody, but we do it, including with or without cilantro, because I have family members that think that cilantro tastes like soap, and I don't want to, force that on them. So, but I don't know. I don't know if anybody would want that or trust me to make salsa. I don't know. And you have to remember, I'm not going to mix in any of the smokers, like any of the hot peppers. Like you're not going to get a Carolina Reaper in there, and you're not going to get. Because literally, I mean, I've got a mix of hot peppers back there, including Tabasco. Like I can make my own Tabasco sauce and stuff. My tomatoes are such a wide variety that I'm going to show you how to. That's one of the things about the Garden Channel. I'm going to show you how to stew your own tomatoes and how to make them into a sauce, like a solid mix of paste tomatoes and Romas and stuff like that, so that you have a good base for a sauce. Most people don't take the time to do it the right way, probably because they didn't have a grandma that insisted and kicked you out of the kitchen. That's right, Timothy B. Smith. Thank you so very much, Rob Alta. See, you guys are my people. You guys are my people. You guys are the very best. I can't believe how well you guys know everything. You guys really know everything. My name is Chicka Chicka. Core memory unlocked. There you go. Comics division's showing a lot of cleavage now. I haven't seen, but I'll have to take a look at what you did, Boone's Cat. Hey, Mark Daly rings in with 5 Culture Casino cash to say. If you haven't already, buy Luke Corollo's first issue of Encrypted. You should. Luke makes great stuff. I've had him as a guest on the channel back when I was doing my Friday shows. Yeah, it's done. It's available. FWIW, it carries the, for what it's worth, carries the daily seal of approval. Well, there you go. And Mark would know. I trust Mark. You should too. Thank you for the $5 super chat, brother. Appreciate you. He-Man does look good, says the Andy Man. The Andy Man can. The Andy Man can. You should check out zombie reviews too. Brother, I'm with you. Just so you know. It's too early for me. I'm on Pacific time, says Rob. I'm sorry, bro. That's all right. We're getting to the point now. We're getting to the point now where when the time change happens, I'm gonna change the show one more time, and that's it. And in fact, if they pass that law this year, nobody will change again. Thank goodness. I would like to permanently be at a time. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I don't, changing the clock is dumb with a B. George Morales, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Jorge says, sorry, the CGI of He-Man looks terrible. I mean, Castle Grayskull looks cartoony. It's sad when the CGI of Lord of the Rings movie looks way better, and it's 25 years old. That's fair criticism. I look at it as unfinished. I think a lot of what we saw is still unfinished. I think a lot that was in the trailer is unfinished. I think that's an early look trailer. We have this film doesn't release until I think June 5th, June 6th. Yeah, I think they got 5 months to fix it, my friend. So we'll see. And I understand, like you said, the criticism. I'm not saying your criticism is invalid. I agree with you. Um, but I mean, there's going to be a lot more refinement in everything, just like there was with Super Mario. Early stuff from Super Mario, the first live action. Well, that's no, it's still animated. The first Super Mario thing that looked we what we got first was unfinished. And your criticism might improve it, just like what happened with Sonic. Remember Sonic looked like a hideous demon before they cleaned that up. Thank goodness they went back to the drawing board and cleaned up those models. So fair enough. Yeah. Valid criticism. Zax is here. He's got a great channel. You can check out him in the Circle of Jerks every single week. I would encourage you to check out Zax. Love that guy. He's a good dude. Yeah. He's a little more freewheeling than I am. Might get a little looser over there, but new He-Man is only 6 inches tall, 5 inches less than, or 6 feet tall. There you go, 5 inches less than tall. Yeah, I really don't have a problem with the height differential. I mean, he's going up against the midget cult leader guy. What's his name? Jared Leto. So yeah. You know what's great? I don't have to look at Jared Leto's stupid face. So that makes me happy. So, yeah. Pico de Gallo, says Adam. Sure, I make pico. Yeah. Okay. Well, quick story. So, went to an all you can resort down in Mexico, in the Yucatan Peninsula. Some of you might call it. It doesn't matter. Anyway, down there, doing a little bit of diving, a little bit of exploring, crawling up in the temples. Back when you can actually visit the interior of the chamber in Chichen Itza, which you can't do anymore. The tourists ruined that. It was a white woman, of course, that ruined that experience for all of us. But got back to the resort that we're all staying in, and it's a group of friends, and the resort was amazing. All you can eat, all you can drink, and that included beer. Whoo, let me tell you about it, and wine. All you can sounds good. And then about 5 days in, you're like, I think I'm going to. It's like being on a cruise. Like, I think I'm going to die. But anyway, they brought us out like gringo hot sauce. Every single one of the people at this table, we grow hot peppers for fun to put in our own sauces. So it was not going to work. So we asked them, and we asked them what they had, and they had habaneros. So we had them make us a habanero pico de gallo. That was spot on. And of course, we're in Mexico, so they were looking at the gringos, going, "You want us to turn on the fire?" Yeah, pretty much. It was a good time. It's a good time. Give us a tour of the bunker. Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, we should do that. Look at all these great human zombies out there kicking bucks at me. 5 more pounds. This is proper money. Says when life gets back to normal, we'll need to hang out sometime. Indeed. In fact, I think a lot of people are going to be coming in March for MegaCon. I think you're going to be able to see a lot of people, including Mr. H, by the way. He keeps hinting strongly that he will be there. And he's a Florida guy. For being from the UK, Mr. H, Nate, he is a Florida dude. I mean, he used to hang out in South Beach. He used to hang out in Miami all the time. A lot of you don't know that. I probably just gave away his stuff, but there's that. Woo! Look at y'all going. 3B, or I should say B312 says, face of lying evil. Indeed, yeah. Well, she is what she is. It's all right. Yeah, congratulations, Luke, for sure. Luke's amazing. He's a good dude. I really loved hanging out with him. Zucchini, onion, garlic, Roma tomatoes, pepper, salt, and saute. Then top off with Parmesan cheese. I like Parmesan cheese. I like proper mozzarella. You're not going to find it. Unless somebody, Italian made it. Same thing with like any kind of like aged meat, like for any kind of sandwiches, stuff like that. I'm going to say something that, like, if I weren't going to a proper butcher, I don't think I'd be buying a lot of meat outside of maybe buying a side of beef at Costco and then chopping it up myself, which I'll show you how to do on the gardening channel. I know that sounds weird. On a gardening channel, I'm gonna teach you some butchery, but I think it's important because I think you need to know how to eat better, cheaper. I think that's important. Caradwin is lurking and working. Well, I'm glad you're here, Caradwin. It's great to see you. Da, 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 da. Yeah, love salsa. There you go. Yeah. Bruce, for 5 more Culture Casino cash, survey says, you are the best culture, as is your community. Well, I look, I'm going to tell you, Bruce, I think my community is the best too. I have the smartest, most intelligent chat out there on all the platforms, whether it's X, Green Machine, the Tube. Back when I was doing Twitch, do you guys want to see me back on Twitch? I hadn't even thought about it, but it became such a cesspool that I literally only lasted on Twitch for about a year. I think I'm still paying for like some subscriptions to channels. Like I'm still kicking in for Geeks and Gamers and other stuff like that. But I just felt like dirty. That place just made you feel dirty. And I don't have as much time to play games, do gaming as I would love to. Which is why the gaming channel, because I had a gaming channel, Culture Gaming. That's why the gaming channel sits empty. It's also why the Culture Builds channel isn't adding more content. There's still content there, but I'm not adding more. I may add more as I build the greenhouse, to be fair, because building the greenhouse this spring, you're going to get to see a lot of that. And Culture Builds will also have like a video, at least 1 or 2 videos on re-roofing your patio, stuff like that, because I think people need to know what to do so that they don't have to pay somebody else to do it. I think the only way to save money in the future is to learn skills and perform skills. And I think that's true even in the job market. I think there are going to be a lot less office jobs and there are going to be a lot more contracting types of jobs. People who go into electrical, air conditioning. If you go into any of the trades right now and you train as a journeyman, in 2-3 years, you're able to start your own company, get your own contracting license, get your name on a bunch of trucks and go to work. Go to work because you're going to make loads of capital, loads of money. It's you build something that's good. Hard to do it in any other way. Platform building, you can certainly do. I mean, obviously, Comics Division's building a platform right now, but I want y'all to be successful. So I want you to eat well. I want you to decide that that's part of your job. I want you to be prepared. Obviously, we got a massive storm this winter storm that's coming or is here for some of y'all. Be prepared. Make sure you get, if you're preparing in the South, it's a little different. It's eggs, milk, and bread. If you're up north, you need all of the things to keep you all warm, and in canned things, believe it or not. I normally don't recommend cans anymore. I used to back when in my, old school prepper days. But now that, Campbell's, you don't even know if you're getting like non-printed meat and crap. I mean, that's a problem. So, yeah. I thought the midget cult leader was Ezra Miller. Yeah, there's a couple of them out there, Mark. Jared Leto. Oh, man, look at all y'all great folks. I have great folks. I can't lie. Read by Nature's in the house today. Seeking asylum in Florida. Is he? Well, I don't know. Culture Casino, show off your gun room. I can show off the gun safe. I ain't going to do that. First of all, YouTube hates gun stuff, just so you know. I mean, I'm surprised as many of the gun channels survived as did. But they really don't like it. They really don't like people teaching other people how to, maintenance and fire their firearms. It's really dumb. I don't get it. For $2, the lovely, the first Dragon Queen. Good gracious, girl. You are kicking in a lot today, says And evil sesame seed man is born. Oh no. Bro was making fun of me because I'm like, I've never grown sesame seeds. I wouldn't even know where to begin. I wouldn't know why. Look, right now, I'm not a fan of seed oil. You don't want to get in a conversation with me about that. I don't think you should be eating machine oil in your food. I think foods right now are so chock full of garbage, it's ridiculous. There are unnecessary thickening agents and all kinds of stuff. And instead of simple things, that you would find in Cajun cooking and stuff like fowl powder and stuff. In fact, they try to get rid of all the natural stuff that people use. The most thickening agent I use is flour. So there's that. But not Costco. They use meat glue, not on the larger cuts of meat. And I know what you're talking about, Bruce. I really do. In fact, I avoid a lot of stuff because meat glue. Here's the thing. One of the studies recently, somebody like sampled Costco meats and a couple grocery stores, and they went out and they found not one DNA set in these meats, but multiple. That's not supposed to happen. That means they're literally gluing the cuts of meat together and then butchering them. You shouldn't find that. You also are going to find overly processed foods that are going to cross contaminate in the same, butchery. So there's that. So no, you're 100% right, Bruce. I know what you're talking about. Like I said, I got to be very careful. Morgan King says you should go to Kick and not to Twitch. Okay, that's fair enough. The ladies have gone over there, right? I mean, a lot of the ladies from the Campione channel have stuff on Kick. I get it. So there's that. Build and maintain the infrastructure. Indeed. Yeah. True story. Learn to use a backhoe. I'm going to tell you right now, operators, heavy machine operators are going to be in demand. Forklift people. I mean, seriously, plumbing is like one of the most undervalued things. I don't get it. Everybody needs plumbing. Everybody needs their plumbing to work. And look, you get a little dirty sometimes. That's all right. Septic guys make crazy money. Couldn't even believe it. One of my buddies, they sold their company after 10 years and they are never working again. Crazy stuff. That's right. File powder is sassafras. That's right. Baking powder, there's a lot of stuff out there that is a natural solution to a lot of the garbage you're getting. Xanthan gum and things like that. Yeah, it's crazy. How do you oil a seed? Severe processing. That's the other problem. Think about how many times things are processed before it gets to you, right? And the other thing you need to look for, which you can actually find, avoid food glue. Yeah, 100%. 100%. The original White Horse is here to save the day with $1.99. Avoid food glue. Yeah, we do not support big glue and not meat glue, especially. So there's that. I don't like eating mechanically separated meat. Indeed, Jeff. Indeed. And again, I'm just going to say, I will butcher my own side of beef, and I'm going to teach you all how to do it your own self. So that's really that's my plan, guys. This channel will always be what it is. We'll always talk the business entertainment, whatever's going on during the course of the day, bad people like the lady that's in the thumbnail. We're always going to talk about those things here on this channel. On the political channel, we're going to talk more intensely about political stuff here in the States and around the globe. We'll have a more free and open conversation about Amelia. On the gardening channel, we're going to talk about taking care of yourself and your family. That's all that channel is. It's going to be, I'm going to show you how to grow things. I don't care where you live, all that stuff. I'm going to teach you how to make recipes. I'm going to give you recipes. I'm going to give you healthy recipes you can make yourself, and it's not going to kill you. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you the lesson of doing advanced food prep, so that you save yourself time. The value of those lovely breakfast burritos and stuff like that I said I was going to teach you how to do. Well, that's what that channel is going to be for. I'm going to teach you how to make the breakfast burritos. I'm going to teach you. I'll teach you how to grow chickens and get your own eggs. I'm going to the whole 9 yards. It's going to be good stuff. So, yeah. Which channel for casinos? I wish I could do one of those, but they look down on those channels, and the AI thought that this was a casino oriented channel. I was like, no. Had to fight with it and have a human review it. This is going to be weird, guys. We're going to be fighting with AIs because they don't want to hire humans anymore. YouTube's going to try to get rid of human beings in the equation. So there's that. I don't know why he has so many channels. I'll tell you why. Because it's important. Yeah. Waiting for tubers galore. Oh, it sounds like a Bond girl, to be fair. Thank you, Putin. You guys make me laugh every day. I love y'all. All right. We got to get back. We got to get back to where we once belong. Where are you going next? You guys know where you're going? I didn't set up a redirect, I don't think. And if so, it's either to Pro or that Park Place. And if you already aren't someplace, I'm sorry. It's going to be that Park Place. So guys, I'm going to send you to that Park Place live, I think. And you're going to go there and say hi. So, let's do that. And for those of you on the green machine, it's, choose your own adventure over there. I know that, the lovely, Ms. Pick Cafe or Jill or any of the other amazing mods that I have, we'll help you. We'll help y'all. And on that note, I can't say enough positive about you. It's Friday, so you guys are going to get your favorite outro. It's going to be AOAO as usual. And we'll see you in the comments below. For those of you who don't know, check out Luke's comic. Check out Zach's in the chat. Check out the first Dragon Queen. And check out everybody, because everybody here does something. I promise you. And as I get the redirect finally set up, I do not know why that took so long. I'll say, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, see ya. For real.
Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me fucked up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll play it on your face just to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. I don't fucking take smoke, I'ma poke a hole through you, choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently. Thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty.